Fisheye lenses are the kings of wide-angle photography, offering an incredible 180-degree field of view, something no regular lens can match. Want to capture everything in tight spaces or add a unique perspective to your shots? Then this might be the lens for you. Today we are taking a look at the TTArtisan 7.5mm f2 Pro, a budget-friendly fisheye lens for APS-C cameras. But here is the cool part. It also works on full-frame cameras, where it gives you a true circular fisheye effect. Stick around and I'll walk you through its features and performance. I tested this lens on a 26-megapixel Fujifilm X-S10. You can see this review as a text-based blog post on our blog site, where you will find detailed test charts on sharpness and other characteristics, and most of the sample images in high resolution on a separate site. I leave links to the blog post and sample image sites in the description below. I'd like to thank TTArtisan for sending me this lens for review and testing purposes, although this is a totally independent review. Handling and build quality. This lens feels premium right out of the box, thanks to its all-metal construction. It's sturdy, compact, and built to last. It's a fully manual lens. That means no autofocus, no image stabilization, and no automatic aperture control. But honestly, for a fisheye lens, manual focus is all you really need, since its depth of field is so wide, it's almost point and shoot. The focusing ring is smooth with just the right resistance, and the lens features distance and depth of field scales. While the build quality feels solid and precise, the lens markings are printed rather than engraved, which may affect long-term durability. The aperture ring clicks nicely at half-stop intervals from f2 to f5.6 and full stops beyond that to f11. Oddly, there is no f16 setting, which might limit you in very bright conditions. One standout feature is the included metal lens hood. What's cool about this is that you can unscrew the center part to create a mask, which fakes a circular fisheye effect on APS-C cameras. On full-frame cameras, however, you don't need this trick. The lens produces a true circular fisheye effect with a full 180-degree view in all directions. As I didn't have any X to Z adapter, I just held the lens in front of my full-frame Nikon ZF camera to show the effect. Therefore, no sharpness, the misalignment, and a lot of light leak. But you can see the true 180 degrees coverage in all directions, as you can see the petals of the lens hood in the image. Optical performance. Sharpness near infinity mark. For the infinity sharpness test, we look at three areas of the image: center, midframe, and corner. Wide open at f2, the center sharpness is good, and the midframe is respectable. The corners, well, they are usable, but definitely soft. Stop down to f5.6 and things improve across the board. By f8, the sharpness gets a sudden boost and becomes excellent in the center and midframe, with corners that are finally holding their own. Close-up sharpness. If you are shooting close-ups, the sharpness at f2 is decent, but let's be honest, this lens isn't designed for macro work. It gets the job done, but it's nothing to rave about. Stopping down doesn't improve things much either. Distortion. Being a fisheye lens, you're going to see some heavy barrel distortion. No surprises there. But here is the thing. That's the whole point of a fisheye. If you really need straight lines, you can correct the distortion in post, though you'll lose some edge details and corner sharpness. Vignetting. Measuring light falloff for fisheye lenses can be somewhat challenging. However, to provide an indication of the vignetting, I've measured the following approximate values, which, contrary to the expectations, are quite good. Aberrations. There is some negligible longitudinal chromatic aberrations wide open at f2. It's not bad, but it's there. It will mostly go away by stepping down one stop to f2.8. There is also a tiny amount of lateral chromatic aberration in the form of purple and green fringing in the corners. You can either ignore it, as it might not be disturbing, or fix it in post with one click. Flare resistance. Flare resistance is decent too. Direct sunlight in the frame won't ruin your contrast, but you might see some ghosting when stopped down. Honestly, it's minor, and can even add a creative touch to your shots. This was a really great result, as the possibility of getting the sun in the frame with this lens is very high. Comma. There is a slight amount of comma wide open at f2. The small comma disappears though by closing the aperture half a stop. Note that the comma is not disturbing. If the lens is used for astrophotography, it's of less importance, as city lights are more challenging to get right in the corners of the frame when there is some comma present. Sun stars. From f5.6 you can get sun stars with this lens, and at f8 and f11 you will get distinct sharp rays that can add a lot of drama to your compositions. It's a nice bonus for a lens in this price range. Focus breathing. There is also a small amount of focus breathing. Again, not much, especially when you are working at normal distances. But if you change focus from extremely close, that's near minimum focusing distance, to infinity, you'll notice the focus breathing clearly. Here the distance is changed from about 15-20 cm to infinity and back. Bokeh. Bokeh isn't really what fisheye lenses are known for, but this lens can deliver some background blur if you're shooting close to your subject, like 5-10 cm away from the front lens at f2. For such an ultra-wide, that's not too bad. Conclusion and sample images. The good things are the price, the size, sharpness at normal distances from f8, vignetting, chromatic aberrations, comma, sun stars, and build quality. Things that are not bad but are not so good either are close-up sharpness and focus breathing. Things with room for improvements are the printed markings and the lack of electronic contacts. At a fraction of the cost of big brand fisheye lenses, the TTArtisan 7.5mm f2 Pro is an absolute steal. Major manufacturers haven't even released dedicated fisheye lenses for their mirrorless systems yet, which means you will have to adapt all their pricier lenses. Why spend hundreds more when this compact and versatile lens deliver good results? If you are in the market for a fisheye lens, the TTArtisan 7.5mm f2 Pro is an exciting option. It's compact, fun, and budget-friendly, with solid optical performance that punches way above its price tag. Sure, it has its quirks like noticeable distortion and manual operation, but if you can embrace its unique character, this lens will open up a whole new world of creative possibilities at an attractive price tag. Whether you are capturing extreme landscapes, creative portraits, action-packed events, or confined interiors, this lens offers endless possibilities for unique perspectives. As mentioned earlier, this review is also available in written format on our blog, where you'll find detailed test charts on sharpness and other characteristics. I've also listed a few alternatives at the end of the article for those interested. Most of the sample images in high resolution can be viewed on a separate site. Links to the blog post and the sample images are included in the description below. If you are interested in buying this lens, you can support our efforts by using the links in the description. It won't cost you a penny and it won't affect the price, but it will help us a little. You can also donate to support the channel. Huge thanks for watching. Any comments are most welcome. If you liked this video, give it the thumbs up, and for more content like this, please subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Until the next video, have a fantastic time everyone.